Cultivating Organic by Greenwise Joe, and today's recipe is going to be something that is very common to Caribbean islands. Here are the ingredients. I have cilantro, tomato sauce, pigeon peas, 2 cups of rice, culantro, red wine vinegar, olives, ajíes dulce or sweet pepper, bell pepper, garlic, carrots, onion, bay leaves, achote, or it's also called anato. You'll find this in the international section of any supermarket. What this is are the seeds of anato plant, which I'm going to extract this red coloration from it. This is a whole chicken which I cut up and I seasoned it with adobo. Here is the achote or anato seeds. I'm gonna turn off the heat now because I'm not trying to boil this. What I want is just enough temperature from the heat to warm up or heat up the olive oil which I use. You could use whatever oil you want, and once the oil is heated, it will start extracting the color of the achote or anato seeds. Strain that oil and get that out of here. Put that aside. Now, the first thing we have to do is make the sauce. And this is basically how most of Puerto Rican cooking is done. You start with the sofrito, which the garlic and ajíes dulce, along with the culantro and some cilantro. I have already chopped that in that food chopper, and I'm going to start adding all of the ingredients in there. The garlic, ajíes dulce, culantro, cilantro, onions, all of that goes in with the red oil that I extracted from the achote seeds. Now we are going to saute this and create a sofrito sauce, which is basically the same sauce that I will be using for my rice and my chicken stew. I'm going to add some of my sofrito which I had made ahead of time. I always make a lot of sofrito and put them in a freezer, and it's always available for me whenever I need it. Today I decided to make my fresh sofrito just so I could show the viewer what's in my sofrito, what's the ingredients in my sofrito. I do have a video showing how I make authentic Spanish sofrito using all these ingredients which I just showed you here. Okay, so we're going to let this stew and saute very well to develop the flavor. And I've sauteed all of the ingredients in that red oil. And what I'm going to do now is try to get most of the oil along with the mixture of the ingredients and transfer it into this pot here. I will be making yellow rice with the same ingredients, kind of echo the flavor of the stewed chicken in the rice. Okay, Now that should be, I would say, a good amount of mixture for the rice. That should be sufficient. Let's put that aside. And with what I have here, I'm going ahead to put the sofrito aside and create an open space. Let me see if I can bring you closer. Okay. I'm going to start putting the meat in here. Gonna incorporate the sofrito with the meat. That around, and now we're going to add some of bay leaves. About 2 pieces of bay leaves will be sufficient. This one. 2, and I will put about 1/8 of a cup of red wine vinegar. I'm going to cover it, put it on medium-low between 3 and 4. Now, as you can see, I have most of the oil in this mixture here because I'm going to use this to make my yellow rice. Okay? I am going to add to that sofrito mixture some tomato sauce. One good. You really don't want to put too much tomato sauce for the rice. Okay, so my sofrito and tomato sauce are well sauteed, as you can see. Nice sauce. Now I am going to use that to make my yellow rice. I had rinsed my rice once. I like to rinse my rice, even though it's not necessary. It's just a habit that I grew up with. So now I have the heat on number 4, so I'm gonna put it on high, that way it could come to a full boil. And this is for my husband. He loves his olives, so I'm going to put a good amount of it on both rice, and later on I'm going to add some more for the chicken. Now I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt, I would say. Okay, put that aside. Let's mix the rice. Okay, I have 2 cups of water here, approximately 2 cups of water, because it depends on what type of rice you're using. So I would say approximately 2 cups of water on what I have here. Okay. We are going to bring that to a full boil. Put the lid on. Okay, so here is the rice absorbing the liquid that I have put in here. Now at this point, I am going to put this back here where the chicken is at and switch places so that I could work with the chicken. And meanwhile, I'm going to put this on a very low, the lowest setting of my stove, and just let it be. Once I'm done with the chicken, this will be done as well. So let's do the switch. Okay, this goes here and this goes here. Now rice on a very low setting, the lowest setting of your stove. Let it be. Once it absorbs all of the liquid, and now I have to pay attention to my chicken. And as you can see, the only liquid I added on the chicken is the vinegar, which is about 1/8 of a cup, more or less. As you didn't see me measure, but just enough tartness, because I like that tartness on the chicken stew. Okay, so as you can see, the chicken give up its own juice in here. Now I am going to add my tomato sauce. That's about a good a cup and a half of tomato sauce. And I'm just gonna put that there. And here is an ingredients that I did not mention. This is a Yukon Gold potato. I'm just going to cut it into small pieces, probably quarter it, as you can see, and put that there. And this one is smaller, so I'm just gonna cut this in half. Okay, that's 1, 2. And I'm going to add my carrots. And all of that will stew on a low heat between 3 and 4, and I might even lower it even more when I see that it's getting close to getting done. And I'm adding some olives here, along with the little brine from the olives to give it that really good briny olive flavor to it. And I'm putting the lid. Okay, so the meat is tender, the chicken is thoroughly cooked, the potato is tender, and I saved some of my bell pepper, julienne. I just like that crisp texture of the bell pepper on my stew. And now, pardon me, I have called this pigeon peas or gandules earlier, which is actually green peas. Now that everything is cooked thoroughly, I'm just going to spread this on top and give it a little bit of stir. Just stir it slightly, and I'll probably let it simmer for about another minute, and then I'm ready to serve. Meanwhile, Let me show you how my rice look right now. Let's focus the camera on that corner there. So here's my rice, and as you can see, it's cooked all the way. Now this is the flavor of the Caribbean. I really do miss this flavor. Reminds me whenever we go on vacation to Puerto Rico, visit some family.